imagine really your freedom being taken out from you, how would you feel? Can you imagine being actually in a place where we cannot do the things we really love to do and being in prison for so many years? So I want to connect with Vladimir now. So fingers crossed that the connection from UK to London is going to work. So I hope that is going to work and is
Hi.
working. Hello, Vladimir. How are you
Привет,
doing?
привет, привет, как дела? Привет, как дела?
Привет. Exo, do you mind just to turn the camera to make sure that we can see? Yes, that's
Do you,
perfect. I can see you now.
do you
How
see
are
me or hear
you?
me?
I
Uh,
can hear you and I
I'm
can
very good.
see you. You're very
Good. I
good.
don't
So good.
believe.
I think
Yes.
you don't believe that you are here, Molly, and everything went
Yeah.
so smoothly and so well. So
Last time we have a lot of problem to communicate, and now we're doing quite well. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's
Good.
Sunday, and guess what? The
Yeah.
sun is shining, it's hot outside,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking the time to be here with us. And I'm going just to start. I know that you are from one of the nicest city in the world, Moscow. And can you tell us a bit more about your background, your career, for us to understand a little bit more about you?
Yeah. Yeah, at the moment I'm not in Moscow, I'm in Berlin. Yeah,
Berlin,
but
wow.
very recently I was in Moscow, and
Yeah.
I was born in Moscow. I raised in Moscow. I grown up in ordinary family. I finished school. I graduated from institute. I got degree in economics, and I made good career. I
Mm-hmm.
specialized in finance. I worked for different bank, and later I joined Yukos oil company, and
Right.
was thinking about future career, but suddenly find myself in prison,
In
and
prison, my God.
yeah, yeah.
Tell us more about that. Tell us more about that because how can someone actually be working in a organization then suddenly you end up in prison? Tell us more about that.
I understand it is very difficult to realize, but when you live in Russia, sometimes it happens because we have very different justice system, and sometimes innocent people can find themselves in prison. And my case was uh, example. So I was
Right.
judged suddenly. I was judged for stealing uh, 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 13 billion US dollars.
Wow. 13
13
billion.
billion,
Wow.
billion, not million. Uh,
Billion.
billion,
Wow.
billion.
So today would
Yeah.
be like you will be a billionaire.
Unbelievable. And I am not crazy. If I hear the same story from somebody else, and so guy who claimed that he was still 13 billion US dollars, I said he's crazy.
It's
But I am
crazy,
not
of course.
yeah, but I am not crazy. I spent
Ha-
more than 7 years in prison. I was
Wow.
sentenced for 11 years,
Right.
and due to some changes in legislation, my term was reduced, and I find myself in freedom. Yeah,
My goodness, my goodness. I
unbelievable.
want unbelievable, unbelievable. And what I really, really want to understand, and actually people that will be watching our story as well afterwards, is about, was actually many years for you to think about how I'm going to get out of it. How was your experience inside, Vladimir?
Yeah, I have very relative experience, not bad
Mm,
experience, not good experience. I cannot tell that experience in prison is very good, but when you have it, it is good. I am alive. I
right,
live in
today.
Berlin.
Yeah.
I work for IT company. I start
Hmm.
new life, and
You
I
start a
managed
new life.
to keep myself.
Keep to
and I hope
yourself.
I am not insane. Yeah,
No.
but you know, when I tell my story, I cannot imagine that a story about myself. I'm telling the story like about anybody else.
Anybody
Not,
else.
yeah, yeah,
It's like reading a book and
yeah,
you're telling
yes,
the
yes,
story to someone else.
yes,
And now,
exactly.
actually, I want to relate to that because what you just said is very powerful because sometimes it's about we living a story about our lives. At that moment in time, you actually started to do something that what did you do in prison? You start to write, right? Tell us more about that. You wrote a book.
Yes, I wrote a book, and this idea helped me to survive. There is
Mm,
several aspects which helped me to survive this prison. Uh, the first one, hope. I always waiting for something.
mm,
I waiting justice,
yeah.
but I waiting, but my term suddenly terminated.
Mm,
And another reason uh, which helped me to survive. From very beginning, I decided to write a book. From very beginning.
the very beginning. So how you were actually writing like a little, like a diary, like things that was happening
Um,
day to day in prison? How did you
I,
do
I,
it?
I wanted to write a diary, but it's impossible to keep your notes in prison. You
I
know,
see.
jailers do
Yeah.
not like when someone fixed and write what they do.
Yeah. Sure.
And it
I
was
got
very,
you.
very difficult. I managed to keep some notes, but it was not
Mm.
like a diary.
Yes. Okay.
I managed to make some notes and I managed to keep it, and it's another long story. But
Yeah.
idea to write a book, I have made this decision from very beginning, and
Very beginning.
yes, and this idea helped me to survive.
Mm.
I thought that I should share my experience. Before I got to prison, you know, Russia has very specific history. A lot of not a lot of, but some writers like Solzhenitsyn, like Shalamov, like Evgenia Ginsburg, they wrote books about their experience in prison, and
Right.
I uh, I read this book, and I know
Yeah.
well. I
Yeah.
could not imagine that this
That one day you could do that.
one day I will find myself in prison, and I will write not similar
A
book, but
book.
book
A book
about,
about yourself,
yeah,
about your
about
story.
myself. Yes, yes.
I think that is the beauty. That is the beauty about that. It's about sometimes, we are in a certain situations and you had this vision and that dream. And now, because you managed to actually, the hope managed to find yourself, you're free now. You're free. How would you feel that when actually the last day of the prison for you was like, see that bars behind and that door of prison closed? How did you feel? How did you feel when that day came?
Um, you know,
Really?
it was like it was like a dream, and you assess everything in different way. Before prison, you can pay no attention for simple things. For
Mm,
example, if you know you can take a shower any moment, but
mm.
in prison, in Russian prison, you can take a shower one time a week, and
Wow.
not
A week.
and it is not a normal shower. You know, a lot of people, a lot of prisoners, there is always queue for shower, for toilet,
Mm,
and it's you stay in a very bad condition, and you cannot imagine how things going on in prison.
Yeah.
But when when I was released, I really enjoyed very simple things.
Of
Just
course.
sitting on a bed, for
Yeah.
example.
Yeah. With a
Very
nice
no,
bed.
yes, but take a shower.
Yeah. And having
Normal,
a nice
no,
meal.
yes, no,
Having a nice meal,
yes,
eating
yeah,
what you
yeah,
like, I'm sure, because the food is
yeah.
completely different as well. So is everything was taken from you, basically, right?
It's true. It's true, and always you have restriction and limits. Limits. You cannot sleep as long as you want. You cannot eat whatever you want. You cannot. You cannot. You can think what you want,
Absolutely.
but you have to do things you don't like and you don't want, because you depend completely on jailers and
Exactly.
and
And the
uh,
system, on the system, a system that you are inside.
system in
Yeah.
Russia, especially, they can do whatever they want. They can do. They do not have control, and really, your term can be longer.
Longer, yes.
Yeah, and you can charge it for another uh, crime you do not commit.
Yeah.
One day you can find something forbidden in your stuff, for
Yeah, yeah.
example. Yeah, that
One
is normal
thing,
story. Yeah.
yeah, one thing people want to understand as well. So you are actually sentenced to 11 years. How come that you just actually make it 7 years only? Yes, over 7 years, just about.
Uh, it happens that legislation has been changed,
Change,
and
okay.
terms for some definite crimes was reduced.
Okay,
So
okay.
formal way, for informal way, I was
Lucky.
sent. Yes, I was lucky. And formally, I was uh, sentenced for embezzlement and money laundering,
Yes.
and punishment for this
These crimes,
crime
yeah.
was reduced, and my
Reduced.
term was automatically reduced.
Okay. Oh my gosh, you were
Yeah,
lucky.
I was lucky. I was lucky to find myself in freedom, and I thought I would never go to freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And actually, for people that are might be watching this now or maybe later after in our YouTube channel, what would you say to them if they are going through a tough situation in their lives? What can you say to people they don't actually feel free now? What can you tell them?
Um, uh, people should always keep hope. Keep hope.
Hope is number one, isn't
Hope.
it?
Yes. And uh, one important thing, you should look at something with humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yes,
helped me
absolutely. That
tremendously.
helped you to go
Tremendously.
through, and that is a really powerful message that you're saying. It's about keep your
Yeah.
hope and humor because what can you do? It's about really makes you alive, just if you do that two things, right?
Yes. Sometimes jailers, make unbelievable things with prisoners. For example, they make prisoners to sing. They organized
Mm,
whole singing competition,
yes,
pretending that they correct prisoners. But that
right.
is unbelievable. Could you imagine when I sing?
Yeah.
But I imagine this situation from a side. I was laughing. I was really laughing. And jailers sitting listening, we as we singing and state points who was better and which prisoners win or which prisoners lost. But you know, it's looks crazy. It's madhouse. It was real madhouse.
It's a madhouse.
Yeah.
It's a bad. I think what you're trying to say is real is a bad experience that you don't wish to anyone in the world to actually happen to them, right?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
it's really, really bad.
Yes. But better to listen my story.
Listen to your story and not to end up inside your shoes. Exactly. I think what is very important as well, and what is good and you did, is about your book, like you said to us. So the book is actually called The Random Prisoner, right? So
no.
Yeah,
I published a book in Russian.
In Russian. Okay. Can you tell us in Russian name? Just make sure.
In Russian. Hostage history UCAS manager.
Okay. So
also,
in English, it's just in Russian then language now. Or do you have an English version?
No. I published this book in German. In German language, it's called Matrosenruhe. But unfortunately, in English it was not yet. I'm working on it yet.
You're working on
that. Yes. I'm
absolutely
in contact in some publishing house, and we discussing possibility.
And you never know, after this interview, money interview, you never know, someone actually come and knock your door and say, be interested to publish in English. So absolutely, you never know the opportunity. So I know Money Team already has the link for some of your books. So please, if you are interested, just make sure you click at the link there. And so, was there a person, would you say, that has helped you the most during this time? Who was there for you that you can actually mention here? And tell us more?
My family, and my close friend Leonid. There is, and I have some friends who helped me,
you.
but I cannot. So just a few people that helped me. My wife, my son, and you know, it's another story. When I was sentenced and was sent to prison, my son was 6 years old. And I was in prison, and I sending him letters. Letters were stated saying that I am in a journey in mountains in Tibet, because I was sure that I was
in a better
after
place.
Court. I was sure that after court decision I will be free. I could not imagine that I will be sentenced to 11 years.
Wow.
And I was sentenced to this term. My son, my wife, and my father came to meeting through the glass, and I saw different. Not a little boy. He was not a little boy. You know. Yes. He grew up with a
teenage boy.
Yeah, teenage boy. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm sure he also, I'm sure, gave you the hope to carry on and see every day as a different day, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. So what is freedom means for you now, Vladimir? How do you feel now? What can you say freedom is now?
Freedom is very important. You know, freedom is when you can do whatever you want. When you can sleep.
Yeah.
When you want. When you can communicate with people whom you like. For example, that is any time But in prison, you don't have such possibility. You have to deal with people whom you don't like.
Yes.
Sometimes. But
Absolutely.
I cannot say that I didn't have friends in prison. I had very good relation with my inmates. Yeah,
Yes. What
yeah,
is good, and it's good that actually you managed to have a good relationship with your inmates.
yeah,
So that
yeah.
helped you as well. So how do you feel now? You feel free and you feel happy, feel
I
free that you
feel
can do all the things you want?
yes, I feel happy, but I still have dreams about my prison, and sometimes yeah, prison unfortunately don't let me go.
Oh, I
At
see.
least 1 month, I have a dream about my prison time. Yeah,
Wow.
unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, and I think that's what you probably can say. These are probably some of your fears that you might actually have today, right?
Uh, yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah. But Vladimir, I think you've been very brave, and I think you're very courageous as well. And
I
thank you
was
so much
lucky.
for sharing.
I was lucky.
You're lucky, I
Yeah.
know. I can say that. But
I,
also, you've been brave enough to always believe in something that for you, like you share today, is the hope that you just had inside you and help you every day, And that is good. Vladimir, we're nearly finishing here our interview. It's been great to talk to you. But before you go, I really want to listen to you about the three takeaways that you'd like to share and leave with our audience today. Tell us what you'd like to leave today with your story. The three
uh,
takeaways.
uh,
What
uh,
can you tell people?
I
Like
think people can enjoy every moment of their lives.
their lives, yeah.
Uh, People should be tolerant, tolerate,
Tolerant. Hmm.
tolerant,
Yes, I can see
and
that. Anything else you want to leave
uh,
us?
and always have a hope for better.
Be
Yeah,
hopeful.
be
Yes,
hopeful.
always
Yes.
be hopeful. Wow, Vladimir. I
Yeah.
think it was amazing. I'm grateful. Thank you so much for taking the time and talk to us
Thank you
today.
very much for your interest. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
your
so
interest.
much. It's
Yeah.
really a pleasure, and I'm sure everyone that will listen to your story afterwards will be inspired as well, and will have a little bit of a flavor as well, what it's like to be actually living in prison, and how does it feel as well, and what you did after. So it's great. So is that spasibo? Is that thank you?
Спасибо, спасибо. Thank you very very much, Monica.
That's right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching today. If you have any questions for Vladimir or for us, please write it down and we will get back to you, and Vladimir as well will get back to you. So we're very happy for that. And please do help us to share our stories. We're
Yeah.
going to have our stories in our YouTube channel and also in our Facebook. And thank you so much for watching. I see you in 2 weeks' time with another story from another part of the world. So we will be in Australia next time. So stay curious and look after yourselves. And spasibo,
Спасибо,
Vladimir.
спасибо,
Thank you so
спасибо.
much.
Thank you,
Spasibo.
thank you. Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. Bye, bye.